here at Tybee Island State Park in Savannah, Georgia. Really nice park. Love all the trees in here. It's fantastic. Have nice showers and bathhouses if you need them. We have a nice full hookup pull-through site over here. Number 1 is ours. Really big site. Got plenty of room in front and behind us. And over here to the side, we got room. We wondered we could get out our little shelter tent, put it over there. There's a nice little spot for a tent. Nice fire ring. Just got downtown Savannah, getting ready to do a trolley tour. Yay!
We really recommend taking one of the many trolley tours through the downtown historic district. You'll get your best background information that way of the many squares. We took a hop on and hop off trolley and found it best to stay on for the full tour first, then just return and hop off in areas that you would like to explore more. There's no limit to how much hopping you can do, as they run all day.
Now this brings us into Chippewa Square, and this ward was developed in 1800. Now if you look into the square, the monument that's in the center of the square is to the founder of our colony, General James Edward Oglethorpe, and look at him, y'all. He is standing tall. He was short, but he's standing tall. And I want you to look behind his foot. You see the palmetto leaf? There's a lot of symbolism in monuments, especially military monuments. Well, the palmetto leaf symbolizes the Carolinas, okay? And he's standing in front with the sword into the ground, symbolizing that we, Georgia, were protecting them from the Spanish. Now, the water to the left, that's the Savannah River. And the Savannah River is the natural boundary between Georgia and the Carolinas. The entranceway to Chippewa Square. Now, you might want to watch the movie again because it looks so much bigger on screen. You see that walkway leading up to the monument? Well, they carpeted over that walkway with grass. And the reason is because if they hadn't, the visual would have drawn your eye away from forest and up to the base of the monument. And they didn't want that because they didn't move the monument. You just don't notice it.
My mom always said life was like a box of chocolates.
Next up on our buffet tour across America.
Yeah, it seems like everywhere we go, we get more and more buffets. We are at
Pirate's House.
Pirate's House in Savannah.
Savannah, Georgia.
Here at the Pirate House restaurant, it was originally the Herb House, built in 1734. The oldest house in Georgia.
In 1962, they discovered this underground passage. It is not known at this time what it's for. Maybe it's where they hide their pirate booty. And it says, do not throw anything down the hole. It upsets the ghost. Pretty cool down there.
The old stone streets down here, these stones were all brought in by ships. They were used as ballast on the bottom of the ships when they came in empty. So instead of just getting rid of them, they laid them and made streets with them. The river landing here in Savannah is right here, but in order to get up above, it's a 40-foot drop down here to the landing. You can take these old steps.
That look like they're from the 1800s.
They look very old, and they're not evenly spaced, and they're not flat.
Oh, they're pretty tall too.
No.
Yeah, feel that, hon?
Yeah, I felt that. Okay, we're halfway up. Now go over here and finish going up. Oh yeah, more of those cobblestones or whatever they call these.
How does anyone here wear heels?
That wouldn't work, could it? caution using these stairs. Here we are with Savannah's waving girl. She'd wave at all the ships that went by. She did this for 40 years.
Yeah. Florence Marcus.
It was debated whether or not she was just really friendly and waving all the ships in, or maybe she engaged in some of the older professions. Ready for a trip today?
Yeah, I'm ready for our trip today. Where are we going, Alan?
Off to Tybee Island, to the lighthouse, and there's a fort out there. We'll see if we can find that.
All right, see you later. Okay, here's one of the entrances to the earthen portion of it. 1860, it was still just a fort made of the brick and everything you see here, like that. But after the 1870s, they covered it with all this earth to house their
black powder and ammo.
Yeah, black powder magazines. Here's the inside of what they call a demilune, D-E-M-I-L-U-N-E. And it looks like serious protection from any outside bombardment, even though this is one of the first forts to fall to Union soldiers during the Civil War. Here's our entrance to the fort. And of course the second drawbridge. The one was an exterior moat, and this is an interior moat. You see that cannon over there to greet us. That's always interesting, just say hello. Here's one of the areas where they stored their magazines. This one was called the Northwest Magazine. Now it's going to be dark in here, but it's actually quite cool and dry. Big difference from outside. And as the man said when we were coming in, this was taken over by Union soldiers in just a 30-hour battle at the beginning of the war, which shut off a lot of supplies to the south, because they would trade their agricultural crops overseas for the ammunition that they used during the battle. Now this is a really cool room. You see, like almost catacombs. The windows are all narrowed. Allows you to get breezes and see out, protect yourself. And anyone trying to get to the drawbridge gets a warm welcome, not just from the guide inside the door, but from, I'm assuming, both sides. Here's more windows, likely made more for protection than anything. How they slant in, but plenty of area for ventilation on top. And also, there would be cannons here as well. Quite the structure, protection from all sides. So all those areas that would have been where cannons were placed. With some indentions in the floor. Okay, right next to the prison. Wanted to show you the slots on the floor, as well as out here. All these were underground air passages to allow for ventilation, not only to keep the residents of this fort cool, but also to clear out the smoke and debris that happens during a battle, which is quite important because this place is pretty secure.
Here's a look below the floor. Kind of gives you an idea of the channels for the air movement to come up through the floors.
Oh wow. here on top of the fort too, I want to point out that here is one of the areas where they would catch rainwater. And obviously through the filtration process of all the ground that they have up here and oyster shells beneath, is filtered into fresh drinking water for the soldiers. Here we have a portrayal of one of their 6 cisterns that provided their water supply. They would catch rainwater since the entire fort is surrounded with salt water, and between all 6 it held up to 200,000 gallons of water. We're walking along the outside of the fort now, and you can absolutely see some of the damage caused by the bombardment on April 10th, 1862. Or 61, I'm not sure. But you can see where the cannonballs hit. The Union used rifled artillery, which meant that the cannonballs spun and they were far more accurate than the Confederates' simple, smooth cannonballs.
This is the red brick is where the damage was from the Union soldiers. They were firing rifled shot over a mile away, hitting the fort, eventually collapsing this part of the fort where they could enter in. The Confederates soon surrendered. Here is a shot that hit the fort and is still embedded in the wall of the fort. Okay, Sharon, I hear some thunder off in the distance. The clouds are getting dark. What do you think we ought to do?
I checked the radar, and I would suggest we get back to the Jeep, or we're going to get something called wet.
Good plan. Or the Tybee Lighthouse.
We go for it?
Yep. I don't know, that lighthouse in Key West about got us, didn't it?
I did.
That's like a lot higher up.
We have to go right away, or they're going to be shutting it down so we can do the lightning.
All right. Okay, we made it to landing number 2.
Number 2.
This time for a break already.
Yes, let me get the air out of here.
No. Good thing we're at sea level.
Not up in the mountains.
Yeah. Okay, we made level 4.
We made it to 4. More than halfway there. There you go.
Oh, we're only halfway?
No, it's 7 levels.
Oh. Level 6.
Level 666.
Off we go.
Yeah. Ratio.
And here's the cop. There's an emergency phone to get the elevator down.
Oh man.
Oh,
look at it. You can't dial anyone.
We made it to the top.
This is Tybee Island. Tybee, not Tybee. It does look very tight, but it's Tybee Island.
Overlooking the Atlantic Ocean.
It's beautiful up here. Even in the rain. So far down here. Whoa.
It wouldn't be bad except the floor leans that way.
I know.
And I'm assuming, since that is the ocean, over here would be the mouth of the Savanna. And over in this direction, somewhere over here, is going to be back to the fort where we were at. The projectiles that damaged the fort came from here at Tybee Island. The Union were firing from here. One of the walkways here at Getaway Island, Sandpiper Trail. Yeah.
Wildlife, but you sure hear it.
Yeah. with the trees on those mountains. They've been there for a while, apparently.
They were cleared for. Bittersweet.
Well, our trail led us out here.
Beautiful.
You see the tide's going out. You can see where it has been. Now it's going out.
It's off her way.
Just sandy. It's not bad.
No, not too bad.
Okay. I just said okay. Take another drink. We're getting close to getting on our boat.
Looks like fun.
Well, let's go back down to the third floor where it's inside and air conditioned. Sharon's saving us a seat down there. Now we're back to the third deck. Have refreshment and some popcorn.
I'm just saying, I am
Go over and pick up this girl.
person, yet not wanting to.
Hello, miss. Can we sit with you?
Hi.
I took Sharon out for the day. I decided to buy lunch. Hi there. Today's another moving day. We are going to be leaving Savannah today. And where are we headed?
We're heading to Huntington Beach, South Carolina. Yeah, it's really cold this morning. It's about what?
It was 28 when I got up.
Yep, got down to 26 degrees last night, but it's a beautiful morning. Blue skies, birds are singing. It's a gorgeous morning. We're gonna head a little bit north. I'm sure it's not gonna be much warmer.
Nope.
We'll see you on down the road, folks.